and welcome to Adventures with Yarn. My name is Louise, I'll be your host, and this is actually the 10th episode of Adventures with Yarn. I can't really believe it. It's really been 10 episodes. Like I said, my name is Louise. You can find me on Instagram and connect with me there as well if you like, and I would love it if you did, at Adventures with Yarn on Instagram. Okay, so we have a very special episode today. I'm going to do a little bit of the normal things. I have a couple whips to show you. No finished objects this week, but I did get a Hobby Lobby haul. So I have a bunch of stuff from Hobby Lobby to show you. And then what's really special about this episode is I am doing this channel's very first ever collaboration. And I will get into that a little bit later. So, but first, let me show you what I've been working on this week. If you recall from last week's episode, I had started the Petty Harbour socks, and here I have a finished sock. One whole finished sock. It is a bit larger than I had realized it would be, but I tried it on and it's okay. It's large as in width-wise, but it just makes it just like nice and cozy, and it did kind of like flop around on my foot, like didn't quite stay in place, but it works. It's cozy and I love it. When I was watching back last week's episode, I was realizing how blue this was turning out over the camera, and I don't know if the lighting potentially could be different this week for this episode, but hopefully you can see how like teal-y blue this is. It's not just like, it's not like, I don't know, it's very much teal turquoise blue, and it goes really, really nice with this sock colorway from Biffsugar yarns. This is the Christmas Eve colorway. I do really, really love it. I've really been enjoying using this yarn. I have started working on the second sock, and I have made the cuff and have worked my way down to the heel flap there. And these have been made on my itty bitty circulars by Shiagu. It might be how you pronounce it. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I do, of the options, I think Shiagu works. So these are size, oh, I always forget, I think they're size 1.5 circular needles, and they're just round enough for just pretty much the sock, and I'm really enjoying them. So been working on that. I really hope to finish this sock while I'm still on vacation. Yes, I am still on vacation, hence this lovely background. We will be heading back in about 3 days. So I'm just relaxing, enjoying time with family in the meantime, and knitting pretty much to my heart's content. But yeah, I really hope to have a finished pair of socks before we head back on vacation. So I'm working on those, and I have now kept these. This now lives in one of the project bags that I got for Christmas. This is Get Me Cake Now, in this bag by BlueQ, 95% recycled materials. So that has been very nifty. It's very nice. It just fits. I mean, it's perfect for like a sock project bag. Just stick everything in there, zip it on up, and I can keep it in the car with me, just kind of carry it around with my purse in case we're parked somewhere. I mean, there's all kinds of places you could knit. So super, super handy. The other thing that I have been working on just a little bit was a little bit of cross stitch. Last week with my knitting Christmas haul, I showed you this little kit that I got, a little Pusheen the cat cross stitch kit. It is living in my other BlueQ bag. Random crap. So let me show you this. It's really cute. Check this out. Itty bitty cross stitch. Oh my gosh. Oh, so cute. This was a fun little day project. I was just kind of working on this. I found myself in a bit of a pause working on those Petty Harbour socks. The circular needles, as much as I love working with those, once I got down to like the very final few rows of the toe, I realized it just wasn't gonna work with those circular needles. I actually needed double pointed needles. I couldn't get away the whole sock without double pointed needles, so I did need some. And while we were waiting to go to Hobby Lobby, in the meantime, I just whipped that up. So that was really a really nice little project to have in the meantime. What's cool with that little kit was I thought that I was gonna have to choose between 3 different patterns and choose one to do, and I was like, how am I gonna choose? They're all so cute. But actually it came with 3, well, it had the pattern for 3 little projects, and it has 3 little little Aida cloth fabric squares. So you could actually make all 3, and it definitely has enough enough thread for it. So I'll make a couple more, and I might like find some itty bitty frames or something to put those on. So that was really fun, really cute. So I mentioned Hobby Lobby. I had some Hobby Lobby gift cards given to me for Christmas, and I know that last week I mentioned that I was going to have a New Year's resolution to not spend any money on yarn, and my husband was asking me about that as we go to Hobby Lobby. He's like, I thought you weren't gonna buy any more yarn. I said, no. I'm not gonna spend any of my money on yarn, except for Rhinebeck too. So this is different. These are gift cards and for Hobby Lobby. So I just kind of have to try to get it out of my system for now. So I got some stuff from Hobby Lobby, and I'm gonna show you. I had seen other people's night shift shawls, which is a pattern by Andrea Mowry. And if you see my previous podcast, I did make a really pretty night shift shawl out of a lot of my stash yarn. When I was looking on Instagram at like other people's night shift shawls, I saw someone that used a lot of variegated yarns from Hobby Lobby, and I thought, oh my gosh, like I wish I could have done that. So with that inspiration in mind, I bought 5 skeins of this variegated yarn from Hobby Lobby, in which I plan to make a another night shift shawl, maybe for myself, which would be really nice. So we got some pinks. This is called Pink Multi. Go figure. And this is called Sage and Song. It's a little bit more autumnally colored, autumn colors is what it makes me think of, like fall kind of colors. We have this one called Boat Ride, just kind of fun and out there. This is called Lace Wing Fields. It's more purplies and pinks. This one is called Finch Feather, and it looks like I'm missing one. Maybe it fell somewhere. So it must have been that there are 6. It's just somewhere else right now. But, so I definitely thought I gotta get all these variegated yarns. The more I think about it though, it might be a bit much. I might have to like toss one or two of these to the side to have like a more solid color in the mix. So basically, I'm not entirely sure. I think it'll leave room for creativity, and I'll have some decisions to make, and whichever ones don't get used, I'm sure will get used. Oh, here it is. The sixth skein is the Mariposa Prairie, which I did use in my other previous night shift shawl, and which worked amazing. I did go against some like solid colors at times using this, so I'm just not sure. Like I said, so it'll leave plenty of room for creativity to figure things out, but I just thought it might be nice to have a night shift shawl for myself, which is a really fun pattern to make. If you guys haven't checked it out, I totally recommend it. Very fun, very great for stash busting. I'll tell you what, mixing, matching different colors. All right, so on to the next things that I got from Hobby Lobby. I found some really soft yarn. It's just acrylic, but it's like super soft. When I squished this and felt this, it kind of made me think of the hat that I have in mind for part of my Make 9 challenge for 2019 is to make a hat for someone and to donate to charity and to go towards someone who has gone through like chemotherapy, because this is so soft, and it just might be really nice against someone who has lost their hair. And it's a variegated grays, so it could be gender neutral. So thought I would just grab that. So we have that there. I grabbed some cotton yarn, of course, from Hobby Lobby. My favorite cotton yarn to make baby sweaters with is the I Love This Cotton from Hobby Lobby. So I have, in my hands I have one of each color, but I definitely got several skeins of each of these. I've got this light gray here and this dark gray here. Those should make some nice like little baby boy sweaters. Make those. And I also have got this cotton in this variegated color. It looks like the name of the color is just 336 Pastel. It is this variegated color, light pastels, a little bit of brown streaky in there. I think it would be fun to make like a little cardigan sweater for my little baby niece, Oliviana. And she doesn't have much hair right now. She might be growing in some little red eyebrows, but I think this would just look really cute on her. I mean, she makes anything she wears look really cute, so that will be for her. Some other things that I got from Hobby Lobby are some more sock yarns. I thought that it would be a bit intimidating to knit socks, and you know, I really wanted to make myself a set of socks, hence why I'm working on those Petty Harbour socks I showed you earlier. Especially the second sock that I'm working on is actually working up like really nicely, fairly quickly. Maybe it's just like the whole second time around thing. Once I got over the second sock syndrome and just kind of was like, no, this is what we're doing. I'm making myself a second sock, so let's go, let's go. You know, I already pretty much had the pattern almost memorized, the pattern repeat. So I decided to get more sock yarn. I was like, I could get used to this. I could keep this up for a bit. So I thought it'd be fun to get self-striping sock yarn. This potentially could be for a gift knit. I think it'd be really fun to make some socks for others. I don't know, we'll see, we'll see. But this is by Patons, and I think it's wool. It is, the color is called Cameo Colors, and it is 75% washable wool and 25% nylon. So there's that color there, some pinks, should be kind of some fun stripy goodness. Along the same lines, there is this black, white, and gray. It's called Eclipse Stripes colorway. Also in the Patons sock yarn. And then we have this gem here. And each of these I've got 2 of. I think that you need 2 to make 2 socks. This colorway is called Blue Striped Rag. But this will be really fun too. Look at those stripes. I mean, that'll be cool. All right, so those are the sock yarns that I got. I also could not pass up this cross stitch by Dimensions. The Dimensions kits are usually really, really nice cross stitch kits. They come with absolutely everything you need. And I just really like the sentiment of this. I'd seen it for a while. Be a flamingo in a flock of pigeons. Just kind of a nice little reminder to always be yourself, even if you think that that people think you're a bit weird or odd or strange. I would say it's always best to be you and unique, because there's only one person like you. Who's you? Anyways, so I got this, and usually I'm not usually, I am. I'm a huge stickler for counted cross stitch. Like, I want to take the entire credit for everything on that cross stitch. Not till I bought this and did I realize that it has some stamped area on it. So basically you will cross stitch the flamingo and the words against this background that has a kind of painted area on the fabric, which, I mean, I can get over it. I'll just get over it. It'll be okay. It'll just be okay. So that's that. That was my Hobby Lobby haul. Unfortunately, I did go $10 over my gift card limit, and I thought, like, oh my gosh, does this mean that I already blew my New Year's resolution? I've already spent money on yarn, and I guess technically, yeah, but you know, whatever. I can still work on busting my stash this year. It is all just gonna be okay. But I did try to pare things down too. I did actually take stuff out of my car and was like, okay, what can we leave behind, da 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 da. But you know, sometimes you have to account for sales tax too, which in Oregon we do not have. We do not have sales tax, which is pretty glorious. But when I'm traveling, then I just kind of have to remind myself and just whatever. Anyways, some good news. The Biffsugar yarn that my husband bought me for Christmas did arrive while I've been here. So this is Biffsugar yarn in the colorway Nebula. It's a little bit different than the photos that I thought it would be, but I still really like it. It is a fingering weight, and it is a single ply. And I hope to make socks out of these. I just I'm not entirely sure if it will matter that it's fingering, that it's single ply, if that will matter or not. But I mean, how pretty. The colors still do kind of make me think of like this galaxy-ish, but also maybe just like a little rustic-y-ish of the colorway I'm talking about. Anyways, I was really glad that these came in the mail. Unfortunately, my dad and his wife did not have such luck. Their Christmas gift for me from Biffsugar Yarns did not come through. I mean, this is coming from England. It does have to go through customs and the like, but they had a really, really good experience communicating with the gal that runs Biffsugar Yarns, and so yeah, we will get our hands on some more yarn eventually. Okay, so that is my works in progress and my Hobby Lobby haul. So now on to the exciting part, which is my channel, Adventures with Yarns, very first collaboration. I found another podcaster on YouTube this channel is called When Harry Met Ani, and I've very much enjoyed watching it. It is hosted by this lovely girl named Emily, who is an attorney over in Pennsylvania. And I think that our styles of podcasting are fairly similar. I would say she's probably a bit more organized than I am. But I really, really enjoyed watching her podcast, seeing the types of projects she's working on. She's makes some really pretty stuff. And just kind of hearing about her adventures, getting the yarn. She's had some life adventures, getting married this last October, I believe. So yeah, it's been really fun. We've been chit-chatting online. It's been really fun, really nice getting to know her. And so we decided that we were going to kind of do this little swap in which we would send each other these questions. So especially for this being my 10th episode, I was like, what if we send each other like 10 interview questions and kind of do a little swapsies. So yeah. So I'm going to read off the questions that Emily sent me. And then you can check out her podcast, which I will have in the link below. And don't forget, it's called When Harry Met Ani. And you should check it out. So she asks me, when did you start / learn to crochet / knit? I can tell you that I am pretty much self-taught crocheter and knitter. I always cross-stitched, like in my childhood and through middle school and high school and even into my early adult years, was always cross-stitching. I felt in my mind that I loved cross-stitch so much that why would I even want to spend any time wasted on any other craft? Like, that was how I felt. And it was actually when I got married to my husband in 2012 that he suggested, he was like, well, you know, what if you made something else? What if you tried something else? And he actually bought me like a learn to knit kit from Costco. And I took that kit and book and also went online to YouTube and taught myself. And so that's just kind of how I've kept on going. The really funny thing was I learned to crochet, learned to knit, and then called up my mom and I was like, oh my gosh, now I'm doing this and I love it so much. It's so much fun. And she was like, oh, me too. And she had also like just learned, but like, so we had learned separately, but then came together and then was like, oh, and it was just like, of course, we both are these crafters. And so of course we would both eventually learn to knit and crochet. So yeah, I definitely crocheted first. I did one crochet pattern, which was an owl hat, well, I was going to say a baby owl hat. I have made it for babies, but there is actually an adult pattern by Repeat Crafter Me. That was my very first crochet pattern. And then I think I basically went right on to knitting after that and was knitting scarves. And that was in 2012. So it's been, it's not been 10 years, but it has been about 7 years now, I guess. 6 or 7 years. All right. What motivated you to start a podcast, and what are some of your go-to podcasts? I can definitely tell you that what motivated me to start was basically I had been feeling down in the dumps. My husband and I have been going through this journey of fertility issues. It's been 2 years now in which we've been trying to conceive and have a baby of our own. And it definitely is a roller coaster of a ride. Ups and downs, emotional, hormonal, and I was realizing that within the ups and downs, the downs were becoming longer and longer, and there was a time where I just like stopped crafting. I was feeling kind of depressed, and I was just like, not into it anymore. I just want to lay around and do nothing. And I looked to YouTube and found some other podcasters, and that definitely inspired me. It inspired me to craft again, to start crafting again, and then eventually inspired me to do this too, which has been an amazing outlet. It has been incredible. It's been an incredible, it's distraction when it needs to be, a light in my life, as silly as that sounds. It really has been something that's been giving me a ton of joy, something to look forward to, something to plan, something to work on, something to learn. I've been learning about video editing and the like, and it's just been great. It's been a really great experience, and I hope to continue on, and continue to connect with more people like Emily from Pennsylvania. I think I said Pennsylvania, or is it, yeah, Hershey, Pennsylvania? Yeah, okay. Anyways, who are some of your favorite designers? I don't know, like, I haven't done very many projects like from the same designer, but I can tell you I'm a huge fan of Twinkie Chan. I really like Twinkie Chan. She does some super cute stuff. It's all like, it's mostly like foodie kind of stuff, like a big old stuffed gummy bear made of crochet, or like crocheted like little hot dogs, cotton candy, cupcake stuff. I mean, like super cute, cutesy little things like that. So I really like things by Twinkie Chan. Also, I would say that you cannot go wrong with anything by Joji Locatelli. Really nice stuff, really nice things. So I would say those are some of my favorite designers. Okay, so you do a lot of gift knitting. What has been your favorite gift knit so far? I have spent a couple days thinking about this question, because that's really hard. I definitely do a lot of gift knitting. How on earth can I even choose? I think though, some of the ones that stand out would be this baby cardigan I did. I think it was called like the Little Bean cardigan. I made this striped baby cardigan for someone at work, and it was like in this dark coffee brown and this light tan brown striped knitted baby cardigan. That was a really fun one. Also, I made, I can't think of the title of the project, but I made like this owl sleep cocoon for a baby that turned out super cute, and I went ahead and made a little crocheted hat to go with that too. So that was really fun, really cute. I have made some crocheted Afghans for family members. Those have been really fun. I think one in particular I made for my sister, who does like a lot of baking, and she really likes cupcakes and sprinkles, and so like I asked her like what her favorite kind of sprinkles were, and I took the colors from the sprinkles and made like this granny striped Afghan, and like used like this purposeful random striping of the colors in the colors of the sprinkles. So that one was really fun too. All right, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Do you knit continental style or throwover style? Throwover style, for sure. My mom has tried to get me to knit continental style. I just don't like it. I know that it like takes a little while to get used to, and I know that once you learn it and do it, like you can whip stuff out like really fast. It will make your knitting a lot faster. I guess I just haven't taken the time to actually learn to make myself do it. Who knows, maybe my mind can be changed. Maybe someday I'll give it a shot, but I just really enjoy how I knit right now and the process that I do, so I've just been sticking with it. What are your favorite hooks or needles to use? I have been trying to do some research today to try to figure out exactly the kind of needles that are my favorite ones that I use and like what brand they are. But unfortunately, I think because I'm here on vacation, I only have so many needles here. I just wasn't able to find what exactly the brand is, but I think the brand is Knitter's Pride. I'm pretty sure, but I have my handy dandy circular needles here. My size 8. I feel like you can always use size 8 for things with worsted weight and stuff. And here I have, these may be, I want to say my 36-inch circular needles. But these are definitely what I really enjoy right now. I don't remember if they are carbon or bamboo. But I'm really, really loving these for sure. And I have some similar ones too. But, and I grabbed one of my double pointed needles, another size 8, which I feel like you can use a lot of. Check out the tip of this. I have like worn away the aluminum coloring on the edges of these. They used to rub on my fingers and leave like this metallic colorway on my fingers, and they don't anymore. And they just kind of are really nice. They're like nice and worn in. It gives me just a great feeling in a way. And these are just your regular run-of-the-mill aluminum double-pointed needles. They're probably like Bates brand. It's probably something that you get from Walmart. But I have used the tips off these, so I would say that is one of my favorites too. You also cannot go wrong with the Xiaogu needles, that's for sure. Okay, crafting where you live. Do you have any fiber friends where you live? Being a self-taught knitter and crocheter, I actually don't have that many fiber friends. I do have one in particular, and her name is Carrie. She's a dear friend of mine. I believe that Carrie already knew how to crochet. I might be mistaken. I'm pretty sure she already knew how to crochet, but we definitely, every once in a while, will have our craft nights. We'll get together. There's a lot of things that I will usually help her out with, her crochet patterns and projects that she's working on. But let me tell you what, me and this girl will stay up so late. We will get our crafts and get to chit-chatting or watching TV and movies like into the night, and just a good time is had. She is actually the one who messaged me like the week before Christmas asking me for help with one of these patterns that she was working on. And that was when I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make this pattern. And I was like, well, let me just start making this pattern and I'll video myself making it, and that's how I'll help you figure out what you need to do. And so she was like, oh my gosh, thanks for the help. And I was like, thanks for the pattern. And that is how 2 more Christmas gifts were made that may not have been made this last year. Are you in any knitting or crochet groups or craft circles? Unfortunately not. I keep meaning to start one. When I was in nursing school, I did have some friends that would come over and we would like drink a little wine, and I think I taught one person to knit, but then the second time we tried to do the same thing and it just turned into talking and wine. There was no crafting. So that was kind of been a dud. But I do have several current coworkers who would like to learn to knit or crochet, so I think that a future crafting circle could be in the works. What's your local yarn shop and how do you like it? So my local yarn shop in Oregon is called the Tangled Pearls, and it's a nice little craft shop. I have not gotten involved in their knitting circles. I suppose that I could, because they do have little get-togethers and things that they do. Also, they have like classes, which are really nice, that I've always kept in the back of my mind if I needed to have like in-person assistance with something, that I would just go over there and get some help. But yeah, I have really enjoyed going there. What sweaters or cardigans are you considering making with your sweater quantities? So I've never made myself a sweater before, but I have a sweaters quantity of yarn of Amy Florence's Stranded Dye Works yarn that I'm super excited to make this year. And I'm going to be making a basic raglan pullover by Joji Locatelli. I think that I probably would have originally made the no frills sweater. It sounds like a lot of people are making that, but I think that I just need like one size up than that pattern has the sizes for. And I know a lot of people were like, oh, well, it's this really basic pattern. You could basically just figure it out yourself. Especially for me, like I'm gonna want like a bit of a larger sweater to be more comfortable, have room to kind of hide in. But Joji Locatelli does seem to make larger sizes. So I'm gonna try that one, the basic raglan pullover. I also am going to be making a baby sweater. I'm going to be planning on making the King of the Castle baby sweater by Jenny Weeby, I think is how you pronounce it. And that is on my make 9 list of things to make, and that will be a little baby sweater, if that counts. All right, next question. What activities do you like to do while crafting? I know that it probably would be productive to actually listen to audiobooks, but I just don't usually. I definitely love to sit and watch movies, TV, that kind of stuff. I watch several different like reality TV series and other things on Netflix and Hulu. Right now I'm making my way through all of the MTV series Catfish, and where people are like figuring out if who they're talking to online is really the person, and it's just perfect. All these half-hour episodes, and it's suspenseful and can be a little shocking, and then it's like reality and they're talking to these people. Anyways, I know it sounds like cheesy or corny, but I've really been enjoying those, and lots of Netflix stuff and movies, so many movies. For a while I was making my way through Big Brother too. I made my way through the first 12 seasons of Big Brother on the CBS app. So yeah, lots of stuff like that. What do you like most or least about being a nurse? I would say the things that I like the most about being a nurse are when I am really able to help someone. And also I get to do like a lot of really cool things. And I say that not everyone would think these things are cool, but I guess if you are a nurse or someone who finds these things interesting, you would think they were cool. Things like taking things in and out of people, lines, tubes, drains, IVs. I just think that those are really, really cool. And so those are some of my favorite things I get to do. As far as least favorite, I would say being a nurse, you're helping the public. You get to see the whole gamut of people that are in the public, and not everyone is very nice. So I guess least favorite is every once in a while when someone is not very nice, or you know, it's up to you to be the one to go tell them something that they're not going to be too happy about. So sometimes that kind of sucks. But how long have you been a nurse, and have you always worked in the surgical unit at the hospital? So I'm going on my 4th year of being a nurse, actually. And yeah, actually, as a nurse, I have always worked in the surgical unit at the hospital. The hospital hired me as a new nurse and in the surgical unit, and I have been in love with it ever since. So that's where I'm at. Before I was a nurse and before I was working in the hospital, I worked in a lot of nursing homes for quite a while. Some assisted living facilities, passing out medications, and then also previously in a nursing home for patients with Alzheimer's and dementia at a memory care facility. So yeah, it's just kind of always been where my heart has been, and probably where it will be for a while. Anyways, so last question. You're going to a deserted island, and she says, sorry. But the good news is that you can bring your husband and Houdini. Oh, that is good news. Bad news is that you could only bring one yarn to work with for the rest of your life. What will you bring? Okay, so let's back this up a little bit. Let's just back this on up. So we're going to a deserted island, but I get to have my husband and my precious little Chihuahua Houdini and yarn. I mean, Emily, you don't have to be sorry. Like, this sounds like paradise. I mean, because she said you can only bring one yarn to work with. She didn't say one ball of yarn. She didn't say one skein of yarn. So I'm thinking that this means that this deserted island is going to have, like, yarn growing on trees or something. That sounds like my place to be for the rest of my life. That's fine. Just throw some Wi-Fi on this deserted island and we're set. We're set. So I was thinking about this. It's a hard choice to pick just one kind of yarn, but I think what I'm gonna go with is the Manos del Uruguay worsted weight Alegria yarn. It was really nice to work with. It's just like buttery. I think it was like a merino wool and polyamide blend. It just whipped up really, really nicely, just buttery on my needles, I'm telling you. I really, really enjoyed working with that yarn. And I do still have some more at home in a colorway I haven't yet used. So I would say that would be my choice. That would be my choice. And I mean, I wouldn't mind other colorways of it, but that would definitely be my choice. So that was really fun, answering the 10 questions from Emily from the How Harry Met Ani podcast. I really encourage you to check out that podcast. This has been a really fun collaboration and really fun chit-chatting with her. So that is it for this week and the 10th episode of Adventures with Yarn. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to be kept informed of when I have a new episode, go ahead and subscribe, and you can even press the bell button down below to get notified of when my new episodes come out. I try to post a new episode every Monday. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are all doing well. Feel free to comment below. Leave me your feedback. What are your thoughts, comments? You can also touch bases with me on Instagram at Adventures with Yarn. All right, thank you so much for watching.